pain is a catalyst for change, right? We know that. That's not my, but I don't think it's the whole picture. I think pain initiates and hope facilitates or is part of the facilitator. So when I read about intelligent hope and how you define it, and I'd love for you to, if you don't mind, just a few words on, or however many words you want, word count on you. But I just thought that was very intelligent and clever and really sticky, like it stuck. And I resonated with it deeply.
I think most of us are ignorantly hopeful. We're hopeful, but there's no grounding to it. And so for me, intelligent hope is this very deliberate combination of applying reason and trust or intuition to your dream or to your vision for yourself. So I want to start choosing healthier relationships, and this is how I define it. This is how I define healthy relationships, and I'm hopeful that I can do that. But you're not just sitting on the couch and just waiting. Right, like there's action, there's application that falls under reason, right? There's thoughtfulness, there's being deliberate with it. You're intentional, but you're also trusting. Yeah. Maybe you walk in a direction that you're unfamiliar with and you stumble and fall. Well, you trust that you can get back up and you can keep walking in that direction. Or you trust that if you need to turn, you'll turn, and you'll trust that turning. So there's this inner balance that takes place, this inner harmonization that takes place. So intelligent hope for me it's more thoughtful and continuous. It's not just blind hope.
Right.
Now, this is different to faith.
Okay.
This is different to faith connected to something that lives in the immaterial, that lives in the ether, that lives beyond our material world, right? Sure. Hope and faith for me are different. Faith is a deeper level of trust, and faith will be applied in very specific situations in life, usually accompanied by very intense experiences where you have no choice. And let me again just be clear about something. I'm not talking about you're in a war zone and you're fighting your way out of a battle zone and you're just going to drop your weapon and have faith that you levitate out with a invisible bubble of protection around you, like in Star Wars or some shit like that. Right. I'm talking about faith is I've lost everything that I've known to be true. I've lost my job. I've lost my wife. I've lost my kid. Whatever. Devastating emotional, relational life experiences where you've got reason ain't doing shit.
Yeah.
It may help a little bit, but it's not going to do much. Where you just have to turn to an unknown force that is greater than you and trust that whatever is happening, you're going to be okay through it, and you're also not going to be okay, but you're going to be okay through not being okay. Ooh. You're going to make it through that not being okay, and you're allowing that to happen. You're giving it to God, or you're giving it to something that is beyond your understanding. That's faith to me. Hope, intelligent hope sits, a level or levels down from that. There's a deeper surrender to that type of faith, right? And intelligent hope still requires surrender. Mm-hmm. And it still requires prayer and connection and presence and all those things. It's just a more deliberate kind of hope. It's just not empty and ignorantly hopeful.
It's more precise. Yeah. What was your favorite part about writing the book?
I know exactly what it is. I just don't know how to say it. So give me a moment. Yeah. I knew the moment you asked the question, I knew exactly what it was. There's one thing. I just want to think about how to express it. It was putting words together to make them make sense and to make them, to help those words that were put together in more complete sentences and paragraphs and chapters, etc., to not only make sense, but to resonate deeply, viscerally within the person so they could feel those words. And putting even phrases and short sentences together was my favorite part. And then I would pull a sentence here and a sentence here I wouldn't force them to, if they work together, then they'd work, but if not, but that's what I enjoyed doing that. Because I would be like, let's say I am writing my second book now, but I'm a little diffused from it right now. So, but let's just say I was right into it now, right?
Yep.
And you and I are having a conversation. And something came to me, like you said something, I said something, or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. I would either pause, because I know we can pause, and I would get my phone, I would take a note, right? Or I'd save it for later and I'd take a note later. And that's how I wrote my book. I mean, that's the only way, but I would be in life and inspired by life and take notes. And then I would come back to those notes and look at them and be with them and feel them and make them make more sense and expand upon them. And that was really exciting for me. Like, it was this wordplay, like wordsmithing, but not just for the sake of like articulation and intelligence, it was more like the felt sense of it. Like I wanted these words to just like, when someone if they were meant to, then they would read it and go, wow, I get that at every level of my being. That was the intention, definitely not attached to that. But it was exciting to put those structures together.
Yeah, because you can feel that for your own self in that moment. I believe that's, it's like that sense of satisfaction. Yeah. It's like, fuck yeah, I totally understand.
And I felt it in my own life too.
You felt it in your own life.
Yeah.
What part of your work, because there's so many facets to your work, what are you having to lean in hardest on the most for your own life and your journey right now?
Husbandry and fatherhood. It is the most challenge. The husbandry piece has been more challenging because of the fatherhood and just having that dynamic.
Yeah.
It just pushed my edges. It's asking a better version of me in the world.
Yeah.
Because when you're not sleeping consistently. On human design, I'm a generator, so I've got a lot of energy and a lot of vitality, and I can fucking go.
Yeah.
Right? And when you're not sleeping as much and the sleep's a bit broken, my little girl, she's had some challenges with her sleep really since she was born. So for the last 4 years, it's affected both my wife and I. It's harder to be patient with each other. It's harder to be loving with each other. It's harder because there's more effort that's required.
Oh, for sure.
So it's pushed the boundaries on some of those things.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes placed me in a position where it's easier for me to regress to my shadow self, to, push people away or hold on to resentment or, be angry because I want to be the victim and I want to villainize someone, so I'll villainize Christine, So it's been, that part of my journey right now is really, it's been tough and rewarding and tough. But we're still in it and we're very committed.
Yeah.
And we will continue.
That doesn't make you back down. I think it makes you rise up.
No, and also it helps realize like what's really important and what do I, and again, my commitment to my own work, it's when I really get real with myself, all of these things that are happening outside of me, they're really within me.
Yeah.
It's not, it's an opportunity for me to be more real, more vulnerable, more different to how I have been in the past that has got me very similar relational results, which is maybe more conflict or more distance. And so if I want to close that distance, I need to be different. I need to do different.
Right.
I need to offer that into the container of relationship.
Yeah.
I always say, whatever requests our partners or anyone has of us, even our children, our friends, whatever, those requests are not just for the person making the request. The request is absolutely for you because we're mirrors in each other's lives. So if my daughter's asking me to be more patient, and I don't mean like she's verbally saying, Daddy, be more patient, but just as she is, that's very useful for me. I know that's actually useful for me. I know being patient is very useful. My parents were never patient with me or seldom patient with me, right? I shouldn't say never, seldom. I am generally speaking, I'm not a patient person. And that causes inner turmoil with me, friction, discomfort and an undesirable state. So being more patient serves me. It serves my nervous system to be more regulated. It gives me more perspective, a wider purview, more opportunity to lean in. Like I can be responsive as opposed to reactive. I can be more curious. I can practice more compassion. These are more desirable places. So the request that anyone makes of us, we should seldom feel injustice around it because it actually serves us anyway. We just got to look within.
Right. Listen, time collapses. I knew there's just so much with you. And I think the most beautiful part for sure is that it's the level of depth, because there's so many things that I could continue talking about with you, and there's more podcasts to have, but it's always that thing where it's like, it's just the depth at which we go in these, to where it's
I
like,
appreciate that very much.
yeah. So even if I have 100 things to talk about, thank you.
I appreciate that with you. Yeah.
Thank you. It's so mutual. And there was one question I did want to ask you is that, now that the book has been out for not that long, but
February.
Yeah, February, and it's currently June. And you've spoken about it a lot. And is there anything that you haven't, that's not in there that you would go back and add, or was that too?
So much.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Sorry.
So much, everything. I mean, when I finished writing the book, and about 10 or 12 months later, I did the audiobook for it.
Yeah.
And very, very blessed because, again, like I told you, Anne's amazing. I'm reading this audiobook. I'm in a studio here in San Diego. And firstly, it was very difficult. That is a skill.
Oh, yeah.
But this here.
You did great. I have all your versions, and I
you.
think you did great because I know that that's not easy. Yep.
I'm like, am I fit?
Yeah, you're like,
I couldn't fucking breathe.
Yeah.
Am I even fit and healthy? Like, what is going on right now? Do I have the lung capacity of a fucking 104-year-old person? No. It took me like 3 hours. It took me like 16, 17 hours to read the whole book.
Yeah.
Like with everything. It's a 7-hour book, but it took me, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was really difficult. Okay, so when I read the book, I added a stack of stuff to it because a year later, I felt I had
that part
changed so much.
That's the part. Okay.
And after the first day, like I had a stack of stuff, and I was talking to Christine. She's like, because Christine's written 3 books. She's like, I don't know, you should check with your author, with your editor, sorry, because Audible may recognize it as a different book, and you just got to check. So just make sure you're good. So I rang up Anne. I said, look, Anne, I've added a stack of stuff to this. It was 7 hours that day, right?
Yeah.
Because you go back and forth. Anyway. And she says, no problem. Add whatever you want.
Oh, that's amazing.
So the answer to your question is yes, a lot, and I wouldn't even know where to start. It would just be another book, which is the next book is what I didn't touch on this book much on was belongingness and the value and the importance of belongingness in our humanity, and that's the next book.